Assalamu alaikum students. In this lecture, we will solve two numerical problems related to speed control of shunt DC motors. The first numerical is based on the first method of speed control of shunt DC motors. The first method of speed control is to control the speed by changing the field resistance. As we have already discussed in theory, by changing the field resistance, we can change the speed of the DC shunt motor. This numerical is based on the first method of DC shunt motor, that is, by changing the field resistance, we can change the speed of the DC shunt motor. First of all, we will discuss what we have given in this particular problem. The given parameters are the rated power of the DC shunt motor is equal to 100 horsepower. That is the motor which we are using in this particular problem. The rated power of this motor is equal to 100 horsepower. And the terminal or input voltage is equal to 250 volt. That is, the value of Vt is given here. Vt is equal to 250 volt, and the value of armature resistance Ra is given in this particular problem is equal to 0.03 ohm. This is the value of armature resistance, and the value of field resistance is equal to Rf plus R adjustable is equal to 41.67 ohm. This value is also given in this particular problem. It means the value of field resistance and armature resistance both are given. Now, the other important thing here is that the motor has compensating windings. It means there will be no flux weakening problem due to armature reaction. As we have already discussed, compensating winding used to cancel the effect of flux weakening problem which occurs due to armature reaction. So this is very important point. It means in this particular problem there is no flux weakening problem because here we are using compensating windings. And the other parameters are the line current IL is basically, or input current is equal to 126 ampere. This is the value of input current or line current. This is the line current, and the value of the line current is 126 ampere. And the initial speed of the DC shunt motor is given here 1103 revolution per minute. Let this is N1. The value of speed of the DC shunt motor N1 is given here 1103 revolution per minute when the field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm. This value of speed of shunt DC motor is given at the field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm. When the value of field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm, then the speed of the DC shunt motor N1 is equal to 1103 revolution per minute. And the other important parameter here given is that amount of armature current. Armature current means IA. The amount of armature current drawn by the motor remains constant. This point is very important. The armature current will remain constant in this particular problem. There will no change occurs in armature current. The given here is here in this particular problem, the amount of armature current will be constant. So this is very important point. By using this point, we will calculate the other parameters. It means the armature current throughout in this problem will be constant. Now, the question is asking, what is the speed That is, we want to find the new speed, that is N2, when the field resistance is equal to 50 ohm. At the start, the value of the field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm. Now, when we will increase the value of the field resistance from 41.67 ohm to 50 ohm, then what will be the value of speed N2? So here we want to find the speed N2 when the field resistance will be equal to 50 ohm. This speed is given when the field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm. Now the question is asking basically, when the field resistance will increase from 41.67 ohm to 50 ohm, then what will be the speed of the DC shunt motor? As we have already discussed in the theory, when the field resistance will increase, then the speed of the DC shunt motor will increase as well. As we have already discussed in detail, it means here the value of the field resistance is increasing from 41.67 ohm to 50 ohm. It means the new speed will be more than 1103 revolution per minute. These are the given information. This is the equivalent circuit of the given parameters. The equivalent circuit is also given in this particular problem. This is the back EMF or internal generated voltage. As a lot of time we have discussed this equivalent circuit. Now, our main objective here is that to find the speed N2 when the field resistance will be equal to 50 ohm. The magnetization curve is also given in this particular problem or in this numerical. As we know, magnetizing curve is basically the relationship between field current and internal generated voltage. This is the field current and this is the internal generated voltage EA. Here in this magnetization curve, when the field current will be equal to 6 ampere, then the internal generated voltage will be equal to 268 volt. When the field current will be equal to 5 ampere, then the internal generated voltage will be equal to 250 volt, and so on. The magnetization curve is also given in this particular problem. Now, as we know, now we will discuss the solution of this problem. As we know, the internal generated voltage is equal to K dash phi into N. N means speed in revolution per minute. At initial condition, when the RF is equal to 41.67 ohm, then the internal generated voltage EA1 is equal to K dash flux 1 into N1. Because when the value of field resistance will change, then the flux will change as well. It means the flux will not constant, because here we are changing field resistance. When the field resistance will change, then the flux will change as well. That is, EA1 is equal to K dash flux 1 into N1. At final condition, when RF will be equal to 50 ohm, then the formula of the internal generated voltage will be EA2 is equal to K dash flux 2 into N2. Flux 2 is basically the flux will correspond to when RF is equal to 50 ohm. This is the flux when the field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm. As we know, the terminal voltage across the armature is equal to EA plus IA into RA. And here the value of internal generated voltage will be equal to EA is equal to VT minus IA into RA. Now, the important point here is that the terminal voltage is constant, the internal resistance is also constant as well. Now, in the given parameter, The armature current is also assumed to be constant, because in the given parameters the armature current assumed constant. That's why here the value of Ia will be constant as well. If all the parameters are constant, it means there will be no change occurs in the internal generated voltage, because all the parameters are constant, and armature current is also constant as well, because in this particular problem armature current assumed to be constant. It means there will be no change occur in the armature voltage. It means the EA will be constant throughout. It means the internal generated voltage will be constant, and therefore EA1 will be equal to EA2. It means there will no change occur in the internal generated voltage. If no change occurs, then the internal generated voltage EA1 will be equal to the internal generated voltage EA2. So this is very important point to understand this particular numerical. Therefore, EA1 over EA2 is equal to K dash flux 1 into N1 over K dash flux 2 into N2. As we have already discussed, the internal generated voltage remains constant. Therefore, EA1 will be cancelled out EA2, and K dash will be cancelled out. This K dash, the remaining equation will be equal to 1 is equal to flux 1 N1 over flux 2 N2. This will be the remaining equation, because the internal generated voltage are cancelled out. The reason is, in this particular problem, the internal generated voltages are constant, because the armature current is assumed to be constant. Therefore, 1 will be equal to flux 1 into N1 over flux 2 into N2. Here we want to find the value of N2, that is the speed N2 when the field resistance is equal to 50 ohm. Therefore, N2 will be equal to flux 1 into N1 over flux 2. As given in this particular problem, the value of N1 is equal to 1103 revolution per minute. This value is given. Now, the value of flux 1 and flux 2 are not given. So first of all, we will find the value of flux 1 and flux 2, then put the value of flux 1 and flux 2 and N1 in this equation, then we will get the value of N2. N1 is already given as 1103 revolution per minute. So first of all, we will find the value of flux 1 and flux 2. As we know, the relationship between internal generated voltage and flux is directly proportional, as EA is equal to K phi into N. As you can see in this equation, the relationship between internal generated voltage and flux is directly proportional. Therefore, EA1 is directly proportional to flux 1 and EA2 is directly proportional to flux 2. It means if the value of EA1, EA2 first of all, we will find the value of EA1 and EA2, because if the value of EA1 and EA2 we will calculate, then we can find the value of flux 1 and flux 2. Therefore, the magnetization curve is given between IF and internal generated voltage. EA1 is directly proportional to flux 1 and EA2 is directly proportional to flux 2. Therefore, EA1 over EA2 is directly proportional to IF1 over IF2 is equal to flux 1 over flux 2, because the relationship between these parameters are directly proportional. Therefore, flux 1 over flux 2 will be equal to EA1 over EA2. So first of all, we will find the value of EA1 and EA2, then we put the value of EA1 and EA2 in this equation, then this will be the value of flux 1 and flux 2. To calculate the value of EA1 and EA2, first of all we will find the value of IF1 and IF2. Then by using this value we can calculate the value of EA1 and EA2 by using the magnetization curve. So first of all we will find the value of field current IF1 and IF2. Then from magnetization curve we will find the value of EA1 and EA2. After calculating the value of EA1 and EA2, putting in this equation, we can find the value of flux 1 and over flux 2. This is the solution of this particular problem. As we know, IF1 is equal to VT over RF1. Putting the value of VT is given in this particular problem is 250 volt. And the value of RF, the initial value of RF is given in this particular problem is 41.67 ohm. By dividing these two parameters, we get IF1 is equal to 6 ampere. That is the field current due to field resistance is equal to 41.67 ohm is 6 ampere. Now we will calculate the value of IF2. IF2 will be equal to VT over RF2. Putting the value of VT and RF2 in this equation, we get 250 over the value of RF2 is given in this particular problem is 50 ohm. By dividing this we get 5 ampere. Now the value of IF1 is 6 ampere and the value of IF2 is 5 ampere. Now by using this value of IF1 and IF2, we can calculate the value of EA1 and EA2 from the magnetization curve. Now as you can see in this magnetization curve, when the field current IF is equal to 6 ampere, then the internal generated voltage is equal to 268 volt. And when the field current is equal to 5 ampere, then the internal generated voltage is equal to 250 volt. It means IF1 is basically given here 6 ampere and IF2 is 5 ampere. And EA1 across the IF1 is 268 volt and EA2 is 250 volt. Therefore, from the magnetization curve, when the value of field current is equal to 6 ampere, then the value of internal generated voltage from the magnetization curve is 268 volt. And at the current 5 ampere, the internal generated voltage EA2 is equal to 250 volt. Now, as you can see in this equation, the relationship between EA1 over EA2 is basically directly proportional to flux 1 over flux 2. Therefore, flux 1 divided by flux 2 will be equal to EA1 over EA2. Putting the value of EA1 and EA2 in this equation, we get 268 over 250. Now, the value of flux 1 over flux 2 is equal to 268 over 250. Putting the value of flux 1 over flux 2 in this equation, we can find the value of N2. Therefore, putting the value of flux 1 over flux 2 and N1 in this equation, we get N2 is equal to 268 over 250 into 1103 revolution per minute. The value of flux 1 over flux 2 is equal to 268 over 250. Putting the value of flux 1 and flux 2 in this equation, and the value of N1 is given here is 1103 revolution per minute. By solving this equation, we get the value of N2 is equal to 1187 revolution per minute. Now, as you can see in this equation, The new speed of the DC shunt motor is now 1187 revolution per minute when RF is equal to 50 ohm. That's when we will increase the value of field resistance, then the speed of the DC shunt motor will increase as well. When the value of RF is equal to 41.67 ohm, then the speed of the DC shunt motor is 1103 revolution per minute. When the value of RF is equal to 50 ohm, then the speed of the DC shunt motor is 1187 revolution per minute. Clearly you can see when RF increased from 41.67 ohm to 50 ohm, the speed is increases as well. The plot is shown here. Now as you can see, this is the field resistance and this is the speed in revolution per minute. We can use omega as well by converting the speed revolution per minute into radian per second. At the start the speed was 1103 revolution per minute. Now when the field resistance is equal to 50 ohm, then the speed of the DC shunt motor is now 1187 revolution per minute. It means the speed is increasing. This is the plot between field resistance and the speed in revolution per minute. The speed, when we increase the field resistance, then the speed of the DC shunt motor is increasing as well. This is the numerical number 1 and the solution of this numerical we have done. Now we will solve the numerical number 2. This numerical is related to speed control of shunt DC motor. This numerical is based on the second method of the speed control of shunt DC motor. And the second method of speed control of shunt DC motor is to control the speed by changing the armature voltage. As we have already discussed the theory of this method, the second method of the speed control of shunt DC motor is by changing the armature voltage, we can change the speed of the shunt DC motors. Here, the motor is given separately excited. The same parameters are given here as given in problem in numerical number 1. The parameters are same, which are given in numerical number 1. The same parameters are given here in numerical number 2. Now the motor is separately excited. As we have already discussed, the separately excited means the supply across the field winding has separate voltage source and the armature winding has a separate voltage source. So the motor in this particular problem or in this numerical is given separately excited DC motor. The separately excited DC motor is the motor in which field winding has separate voltage source and the armature winding has a separate voltage source. If the VF and VA are same, if the voltage sources across the field winding and armature winding are same, then there will be no difference between separately excited and DC shunt motors. The question is, armature resistance is given here 0.03 ohm and the armature voltage is basically given here the 250 volt. The armature voltage in this particular problem is given here 250 volt. That is, the value of VA is 250 volt. And the armature current is given here 120 ampere. Armature current will be equal to line current because the circuit is series circuit. In case of series circuit, the line current will be equal to the armature current. Here the armature current is given here in this numerical. IA is equal to 120 ampere. And the initial speed is given in this problem, in this numerical is 1103 revolution per minute. This is the initial speed when the armature voltage is equal to 250 volt, then the initial speed N1 is equal to 1103 revolution per minute. Here we want to find the speed N2 at armature voltage is equal to 200 volt. Here our main objective is to calculate the speed when the armature voltage will decrease from 250 volt to 200 volt. This is our main objective in this particular problem or in this numerical. Here we want to find the speed of this motor when the armature voltage is equal to 200 volt instead of 250 volt. This speed is given at 250 volt. When the armature voltage is equal to 250 volt, then the speed of this motor is 1103 revolution per minute. And here we want to find the speed of this motor when the armature voltage is equal to 200 volt. So these are the given parameters. Here flux is constant because RF is not changing. Here we just changing the value of the armature voltage. RF in this particular problem is constant. If RF is constant, then the flux will be constant as well, because the relationship between IF and flux is directly proportional. Therefore, in this particular problem, the value of flux is constant because we are not changing RF. If the RF is constant, then the flux will be constant as well. Now we will discuss the solution of this particular problem. As we know, EA is equal to K dash flux into N. So EA1 will be equal to K dash flux into N1. EA2 will be equal to K dash flux into N2. Here flux 1 and flux 2 and 1 and 2 across the flux are not using because the values of flux is constant. The flux in both cases will be same. Therefore, EA1 over EA2 is equal to K dash flux into N1 over K dash flux into N2. In this numerical, the flux is constant because the important thing here is that RF is not changing. Flux will change when RF will change. If the value of RF is constant, then the flux will be constant as well. Therefore, in this numerical, flux is constant. It means K dash flux and K dash flux will be cancelled out. The remaining parameters will be equal to EA1 over EA2 is equal to N1 over N2, and the value of N2 will be equal to EA2 over EA1 into N1. The value of N1 in this particular problem is given 1103 revolution per minute. Now, first of all, we will find the value of EA1 and EA2, then put the value of EA1, EA2 and N1 in this equation to calculate the value of N2. Now, so first of all, we will calculate the value of EA1 and EA2. Now, as we know, the voltage across the armature winding is equal to, by applying the KVL here, we get VT is equal to, or VA is equal to EA plus IA into RA. By applying the KVL, VA will be equal to EA plus IA into RA. It means VA will be equal to EA plus IA into RA, and the value of EA1 will be equal to VA1 minus IA1 into RA. Putting the value of VA1, IA1 and RA in this equation, we get, here putting the value of VA1, the value of VA1 in this problem is given, the value of VA1 is given here 250 volt. The value of VA1 is given here 250 volt minus the value of IA1 is given 120 ampere and the value of RA is 0.03 ohm. By solving this equation, we get EA1 is equal to